Hey, welcome back to the Signature Movement. It's your girl Tanya D. Floyd in the kitchen. This is my first meal of the day, 2:27 p.m. I was scrolling the internet streets looking for my inspiration for the day, and I finally found it. Um, I don't know. I just get so tied up in looking at all the different things, and I'm looking for people who are succeeding in that whole kind of thing. Just for encouragement, because it gets a little discouraging living this life and trying to reach people and making sure that you are doing what you need to do for your business and all that. By the way, I'm making a frozen meal I got. It's a shrimp scampi. You're supposed to add a teeny tiny bit of water and gently stir things around a few times before you add the sauce. I pan seared some scallops right before this because I feel like I just need them. But again, I was looking for my inspiration and I found it. I was listening to a guy talk about how these kids coming up these days are not necessarily interested in hearing how their elders felt about, a successful path in life. Like, what should you do when you graduate high school? Where should you go first? What should you look to do? You get out, get a good job, working for 30 years, get a retirement pension, and that whole thing. It used to sound good back then, and it probably worked when things were cheaper. I don't know when it worked, but I guess it worked. It brought me back to a situation where I was talking about. Okay, so I was at a birthday party years and years ago. I don't even remember what year it was, but my ex, his grandmother turned 100 years old. His whole family was there. My kids were there. We were there. Everybody, sitting around celebrating this woman's life. And at some point, hold on, I gotta add my sauce. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. The sauce is frozen too. But let me correct one thing. It was his great grandmother, his grandfather's mother. She turned 100 years old that year. So anyway, we were all sitting around having a lovely celebration of life, and it was nice, right? I don't know how this happened, but somebody said, Tanya, did you want to say a few words? I don't know why they picked me. I don't even remember who picked me, but I guess, okay, I do know why they picked me, because I'm kind of a big deal in a few ways. Like, at the time, I had a couple of published books out, and I was doing things kind of against the odds. It's just the things I was trying to do at the time were unheard of. And if, people were doing them, they just weren't doing them around here in our neighborhoods and our families. We just read about them, see about them, so I just wrote books because that's what I was supposed to do. And it worked for me at the time. But never did I even think that somebody would call on me to say a few words to the young people. Room full of young people. Family full of young people. And I stood up and I spoke from the heart. I said, you know what? There's going to be a lot of pressure on you to go to college, get a job in the government, do a bunch of things that people think are the right thing to do. But somebody in this room is going to feel like, that's not the right thing for me to do. That's not even what I want to do. And you're going to have a bit of a problem because you're going to try to explain that to your family and they're not going to understand or agree. And they're going to say, no, go ahead on to college. We'll talk about it later. Or not talk about it, but we're going to go ahead to college, right? Hold on. All right, so that's done, and I'm oil Big Mama up. But, all right, where was I? So I was telling the kids, you're going to go against the grain a little bit, some of you. Some of the rest of y'all just going to go ahead on to college like you're supposed to, and everything going to be everything. But for those who find it really difficult to just wrap your mind around going to college and, spending all that money and all that time trying to find your way and pick your major and, stick with it and hope you get a job afterwards, I want y'all to go with that feeling in your gut instead and do something different. Go find you a trade. Find something you really enjoy doing with your hands and that you wouldn't mind learning about for 6 months to a year, and get you a job doing that right away. And you won't be idle. You won't be frustrated. You won't be racking up debt and all these kind of things. But just go find you something that you wouldn't mind doing with your hands for just a little while, right? Well, I probably said a few other things, but I encourage the kids to, do that, right? So, after I finish speaking, my husband says to me, "Did you just tell a room full of kids not to listen to their parents?" And I was like, heck no, I would never do that. Is that what I did? And I thought about it. I was like, no, those who's supposed to get the message are going to get the message. And I hope they did. Typical Tanya D. Floyd thing to say and do. But I hope you got the message too. Like, I don't know who needs to hear this right now, but it's the traditional ways of doing things no longer work. I remember when I was getting to the point where I was supposed to leave my job after the 30 years, and I took the retirement course. I had always heard all these years in advance that, if you retire before you get your 30 years, you're going to take a hit. If you retire before you get the age, even if you have 30 years, you're going to take a financial hit, right? What I was told was you're going to lose 2% per year of your benefit if you leave before you're old enough. So, like, let's say I left when I was 48 and I needed to be 57 and a half or 56 and a half, whatever, 57. That's good coffee. So, I did not wait till I was 57, so I figured I had 9 years and 18% to lose off my pension based on what they told me, right? It don't work like that. Turns out, you get nothing if you leave before you're old enough. If you're old enough and you got 20 years, you can take a reduced pension, but you'll get a check every month, like clockwork. But if not, you just leave. You resign. And then when you're old enough, you can come back and apply for your benefits and get your retirement check eventually. And then they told me the amount I will be getting monthly. And at 62, I should get another, bump from Social Security added to my retirement. And I thought about it and I was like, well, wherever I live, I can pay the mortgage and nothing else. So that just encouraged me further in my determination to leave. Gave my whole damn life. And this is what I get? Really? This is what I get? Yeah, no, I ain't liking that. So, the point of what I was inspired by today, what I found, reminded me of that event. And it also reminded me of the butterfly. I had talked about it once before in a video here, but I didn't really share with you what the whole butterfly thing is about. I'm talking about this girl right here. I finally made my personal tumbler. I like the monochromatic look. I was just gonna go with the white glitter, but I thought it wouldn't stand out enough, so I made it 3D with the silver background. And you are what you do. That's a family theme that has become, I think we're gonna use on a bunch of merchandise because it's true. The whole saying goes like this: don't believe what they say, believe what they do. You are what you do. Because, parents, friends, family, people with good intentions, everybody, everywhere you go, will say something and then it's not true or they didn't follow through on it. And, my son has his issues, so he's very, very, very tied and invested to things people say to him. So I had to get that thinking corrected. You are what you do. Sometimes people say things they really don't mean. You are what you do. Watch what they do. Don't listen to what they say. But you get that whole thing. So anyway, I put it on everything now. Look, like, I ain't gonna say the brand, but I put that blank on everything. But yeah, so I told the kids that, and the story of the butterfly came back to mind, and I went and found it. And I had explained, I've seen a lot of brands with different butterflies, and the shape is always unique for each butterfly, but I don't know why they picked their butterfly model, not motto, I'm losing the words again, mascot. But for me, the butterfly is about a unique ability. Okay, she's unique, she's free, she's beautiful. She is like a sought after creature. People see them and they feel hopeful, they feel lighthearted, they feel good, they feel like, oh my goodness, that is such a beautiful thing. Just look at the creation of the butterfly, like the delicate little wings with the intricate patterns on them, and the way those wings carry the body, and they go from flower to flower with the nectar and the whole thing. It's just a great image, right? Love the butterfly. It's about freedom, uniqueness, beauty, and an ability to inspire on sight. I wrote the whole thing. It sounded a lot better when I wrote it. I'm gonna post the blog link when I finish here. But I chose the butterfly, and years ago when I had my first company, Versatility Creations, I had trouble finding a name for my company because I didn't know exactly which direction I wanted it to reflect that I was going in. Like, at the time I was writing books, and I knew I wanted to do other things, and I wanted to use merchandise attached to those books and different. I didn't have it all figured out yet though. So I figured Versatility Creations, I would just draw the little butterfly icon on everything I did. Like, I built a college chest for my cousin once. She was going off to school and she needed a trunk. That's what they call it, a trunk. So I built this big box and I lined it with this nice fabric, and it had, hinges, and it opened like a piano hinge, and it had rope casters on it so it could roll, because that thing was heavy. And I designed that and I put that together. I'm gonna find a picture of that, see if I can post that too. But yeah, I was doing things like that, crafting and still baking a little teeny bit here and there. And I wanted that to be reflective of me. So I would draw a butterfly on everything I did. So one day I said, you know what? I need to digitize my butterfly, because I got to start splashing it on every single thing I touch and everything I post. I needed to be a visual, So I couldn't find an artist to understand what I wanted, or to understand and agree and give me what I wanted. Let's say that. Because I talked to a few people and I say, look, you into this graphic design stuff, I need you to make me a butterfly. I need it to be a little edgy. And I showed him the thing that I drew, because there's a very specific shape to the wings. And I'll explain that too. So if you look closely, the wings just look like wings, but there is a definitive S and a backwards S here. They intertwine. Signature sweets at the time, right? So then I had to figure out how to make all my endeavors merge into one entity. So that was a struggle. Again, took years, but I figured out I'm a lifestyle brand. I do many things to enhance your life, to make your space better, your lifestyle better, like what you eat, how you eat, recipes, tips for business, tips for parenting, tips for everything that has to do with your life, because life is tough out here. We just need all the tips we can get, right? So anyway, I threw it all together. It's a lifestyle brand. And what made me understand that that's what it was like, I went into the Michael's craft store and I was getting some Cricut stuff once, and I was like, Martha Stewart got Cricut stuff? Golly, she got everything. She's like all over the place. But when you say Martha Stewart, people just immediately understand that she's a lifestyle brand. I don't know what she officially calls herself. I should look that up. But she got, like, in Macy's, we can go get pots and pans and sheets and pillows and maybe some mattresses by now. I don't know. But literally every aspect of making your life comfortable, she's touched it, and her name is on something. You can buy anything for your house, your garden. I don't know if she got automotive stuff yet, but you know what I'm saying? She just everywhere. But I say, I'm a lifestyle brand. Like, they like, huh? What's that? Martha Stewart. And they go, oh. It just immediately, I can see all the things rolling through their heads. That's like, oh, she does things for all these areas of life. Right. That's what I've been saying. That's what it is. So I figured out how to roll out that whole lifestyle brand thing and make it look like something. And then I had my symbol too. But what I was trying to get these artists to understand is I don't want just one butterfly. I don't want that. I want it to be like me. I want it to have many, many facets to it. So I want my butterflies to be the same shape and the same design for everything, but I want to change the color based on what it's representing. Like, you see this here, that's my general butterfly. If you see it in black and white, it's going to be the right shape and all that. But if you see it in color, you'll see pink wings for signature sweets. The S's will be pink. If you see for my bookshelf, where all my author stuff is, you'll see bees, bookend bees. They back-to-back bees, right? Bookends. Books will go in the middle, like on the shelf, you know what I'm saying? And that'll be green. Then if you see Signature Interiors, which was Signature Interiors was the name at the time. Now it's just Signature Moves. I had to change the whole name because it didn't all make sense, but now it does. But anyway, I changed the whole name to Signature Moves. So now Signature Moves with Tony D. Floyd encompasses all the things. But when you see the butterfly, you'll see a pretty light blue color, and the S's will change to the light blue. And what nobody noticed was, well, let me see if you can tell. Let me show you. So, yeah, my food getting cold. It is. But you see how in between the butterflies, yeah, that's like an insect body or whatever. It looks like she's got high heels on and she got a nice pretty coat on if you look from a distance. Like, I've done iterations of it where I don't fill in between here so you can see it's like she's got on a nice coat and she got an attitude or whatever and the way she's standing and all that, right? But if you look here, there's a woman inside. This is usually filled in, but there's a woman right here that makes the whole thing go. She has outstretched arms, and on the other, like this one here, you'll see a glow around that woman. See? Her head, her body, her legs. She has a glow because she is the power. She is the thing that makes the whole engine go. She is me, okay? You're going to keep looking at it, and you're going to finally say, oh, my God, that's so totally true. But that was what I was trying to explain, and the people didn't get it because I guess it wasn't for them to do. So I found some apps that I could use to make it what I needed it to be, and I transferred it into a vector image. I don't know nothing about this now, but this is the nature of having your own business. You just got to find ways to learn things and do them. So I made it a vector image in this one particular app I had on my phone, and I was able to do the shape and everything, and I was just like, I could pull the points so that the shape of the wings would be just exactly what I needed it to be, because I don't want it to look like anybody else's butterfly, right? So anyway, you remember, some of y'all gonna remember, but if you Gen X, remember when we was in elementary school and you used to draw like the 3 lines at the top and the 3 lines at the bottom, and you connect them and make a 3D image and like an S? I wanted it to look something like that. So I pulled and I tugged and I stretched and I made it exactly the shape I needed it to be. And then I changed the different colors and made the different iterations for each business. And, you know, I was told at the time, well, you can only have one logo for your business. If you wanted to, you know, be recognized where you go, it's just the one. I don't want it. Again, here I go going against the grain all the time. It's just what I do. I look at people and I hear what they're saying and I'm like, I don't want to do it like that. And then I figure if I can't do it, it can't be done. So if I tried 1,000 times and I fail each and every time, then maybe it just cannot be done. But I haven't tried all the ways yet, so I'm not really ready to say that. And whatever this new thing is, I haven't put my hands on it yet, so I don't know if I can do it or not, but I'm pretty sure if I wanted to, I could. That's how I think. It's how I move. It's how I create. It's everything. So when I was talking to those kids in that room, and, you know, it sounded like I was telling them don't listen to their parents, maybe I was. That wasn't my intent, but I hope they got the message. And a lot of them follow me on social media right now, and, you know, they're active. Like, I can see that they're paying attention. So somebody heard me, and not everybody went the, you know, traditional route. So I hope they continue to get the message or reach out to me or whatever they need to do and just be like, you know what, she might have had some answers. Let me, you know, I want them to tap in, because Yes, I'm struggling. Many days I struggle, but I would rather have this than that. I don't want it. But anyway, I just wanted to share that today. I don't know who needs to hear what, whose kid out here, going against the grain, but maybe they're just different. Maybe they are just different, and that route won't work. We know it's not financially secure anymore, so what are they reaching for? I want all the young people who, within my voice reach, within my typing reach, within my arms reach, to know that you can go out here and start your own thing. Even if you do go to college, start it, let it run itself. I'll help you set it up. And while you're in school studying, you could be making money too. But don't do dumb stuff with the money. We got to invest that money. Money got to make money. If you got money and you just spending it, you just doing for other people. You're not doing nothing for yourself. Think about yourself. Somebody might be providing for you right now, but they ain't always going to be around or able to do what they've done. And why not give back? Why not, pick up the reins and say, you know what, I can do for myself and for them. Send them a nice gift. These kids don't say thank you enough. They don't give gifts enough. They don't just send I love you text enough. People have influenced your life. You need to let them know, because that might be the little inspiration they needed that day to go, you know what, I'm going to just keep it moving. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to make it. Though that could make somebody's life, you never know. But anyway, yeah. So I got homework. I'm going to post the butterfly story. I'm not gonna share this with my son. I don't know, maybe. He don't eat scallops, so there's that part is all mine. But yeah, just look at it differently. Go outside that box. Come on, noodles. I mean, when you don't act right, I usually use angel hair for everything I make. But again, I got this out the freezer section. Yeah. And I added scallops. So I'm going to get into this and drink my nice coffee and oil up Big Mama. She looks like she about ready. But, yeah, just think about what I said. And I'm sorry if you felt like I told your kids not to listen to you. But this here, I mean, the way these kids are built too, I'm nervous for them trying to go the route that will lead in failure, and how they will take that, how they'll internalize that, and what they might do. So, I meant no harm. I only meant great things, but I'm here for them. Just be well. Go far.